Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the JT Effect. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video so that more people can see. I'm going to keep this really short, but we'll be right back right after this.
Talk to me, just share with me your thoughts. Don't be afraid to talk to me and show me who you are. I wanna know. Talk to me.
It's the JT Effect. Nothing else can make you feel like that. It's the JT Effect. Nothing else can make you feel like that.
Talk to me, just share.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the JT Effect. I am your host, John F. Thomas, and today we're going to be talking about some news that popped across my screen this morning, and it's about some House Democrats that are pressuring TV broadcasters to deplatform conservative networks. And let me see if I can share my screen with you. If you're just now tuning in, please make sure that you're hitting the like button, share this video, subscribe to the Black Boss channel if you have not subscribed, or subscribe to the JT Effect on YouTube if you have not subscribed. We would really appreciate that. Please help support independent Black media like ours. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you on what I'm looking at here. And it is basically from dailycaller.com. And it's saying that House Democrats, again, are pressuring the TV broadcasters to deplatform conservative networks. And the conservative networks such as Fox News, Newsmax, One American News Network, those three. And they're suggesting that a dozen television broadcasters stop airing these channels, a move which a Republican commissioner on the FCC called a chilling transgression aimed at deplatforming the conservative networks. Now, and I think they continue on by saying, are you, well, in the letter, this is what they say in the letter here. Are you planning to continue carrying Fox News, OANN, and Newsmax on your platform, both now and beyond the renewal dates? California Reps Anna G. Eshoo, I guess, and Jerry McNerney, yeah, wrote in a letter. If so, why? And so these letters were sent to AT&T, Verizon, Roku, Amazon, Apple, Comcast, Charter, Dish, et cetera, Hulu, Alphabet, it goes on. And they asked the companies what steps they took after the 2020 presidential election that would be the catalyst that they have to monitor, respond, and reduce the spread of disinformation, including encouragement or incitement of violence by channels your company disseminates to millions of Americans. And it says the lawmakers blame the three conservative outlets for spreading disinformation about voter fraud that led to the attack on the U.S. Capitol building on January 6th. They asserted that the cable and streaming companies have done nothing in response to the misinformation aired by these outlets. So I'll stop right there. So we see from what happened before, they were saying that it was Trump. Trump. It was all Trump. Trump was doing all of this. He was spreading this misinformation. We need to take him off of social media. So they banned him from Facebook. They banned him from Twitter. They banned him from everything that you can deem imaginable. They banned him from it. They banned him, and they even banned Parler. Remember that? They banned Parler. Parler was taken off of Google Play. The Google Play Store was taken off of the Apple Store. So any conservative speech, any speech of the right wing was completely censored at that point. And everybody on the left wing, it was okay for them to just say whatever they wanted to say. But everybody on the right wing, oh, you're too dangerous. You can't be saying these things. You be quiet. Don't say anything. And that I feel is like I said at the time, this isn't new, what I'm saying here. That is dangerous. That is extremely dangerous for you to tell a group of people that be quiet, you can't talk, regardless of whether I agree with you or not. That's just not right. That's just not fair. You are taking away the power to speak from people. Now, regardless of whether you deem that to be dangerous, I know that's what some people say, yeah, but it's dangerous and they were inciting violence and all that stuff. Yeah, true. But that is a consequence of freedom of speech. Of course, sometimes somebody's going to say something that I might not like. Sometimes somebody might post something I might not like. That doesn't mean I need to ban what they're saying per se. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like this is saying, just setting a dangerous precedent in my eyes. That, and I'm not saying this because I'm a Republican. I'm not saying this because I'm a Democrat or anything. Like, for everybody that's tuning in, put B1 if you're black first before any of these things. I'm saying this really ultimately in defense of just human rights and also just black people's rights, because anything that happens out there that will ultimately affect us, because we are vulnerable because of the history of America, that we don't have control over the things we should have control over. Now, again, I'm not going to go too long on this because I have to leave and do some stuff today, but I wanted to touch on this because this is dangerous and we need to push back against this. Because if you sit there and start shutting down or taking away other people's viewpoints, regardless of whether it's right or wrong, you are squashing freedom of speech. You are clamping down. You say you represent freedom of speech, but then you tell other people, yeah, freedom of speech, but not you. You shut up. You say nothing. Yeah, I defend freedom of speech, but not when it comes to you. So at that point, then it becomes, okay, well, I defend freedom of speech, but only us. Everybody else, no, you can't talk. Shh, be quiet. You can't say anything. Don't say it. Say nothing. Because what you're saying, if it doesn't agree with what we're saying, then you're out of here. You're canceled. You're gone. And that is dangerous. That is very dangerous. And I'm just going to keep it 100. I'm going to keep it completely honest that the Democrats are now looking like bullies. They're looking like major bullies in a sense to where if you don't agree with what I believe or what we say, you're wrong, you're canceled, you're out of here. And that's not freedom of speech. That's not freedom of thought. That's not allowing people to have an opinion. So it's just like, if you don't agree with this thing that I'm saying, whatever it may be, you're canceled, you're out of here. Maybe your career is ruined and all of these other things. You will not, and that is bullying. That is really, but that's peer pressure in its finest form. There's peer pressure. And we all tell kids not to cave into peer pressure, right? If you tell children not to cave into peer pressure and not to just go with the crowd, what have we been doing this entire time? When it's such a large group of people pushing and bullying other people, and I know a lot of people and Republicans haven't been doing themselves any favor recently. But one thing I will give the Republicans credit for is that they are allowing people to say and think whatever they feel, regardless of whether I agree with them or not. They are allowing people to say and think whatever they feel because that is your right. Because as a Republican's belief is, we don't want to have too much government control, because if you have so much government control, then the people don't have control. The people should be able to say whatever they want to say. But then if you increase government control and now, so the people, they don't have much to say, which is what, in a sense, the Democrats are doing. Oh, well, we need to control anything that's COVID related. Even if somebody's saying, I don't know if I can't really trust COVID for a lot of different reasons, so there and some are very good reasons. We need to squash that. We need to, because there's some news out that the Biden administration is working with big tech to, if you have anything to say that's not really talking about pushing, taking a vaccine or, anything positive about the vaccine, they're going to try to limit what you're saying. They're going to try to limit what you're saying. And, so basically that's taking away your freedom of speech there. So I can sit there and post like, hey, man, I don't really think this vaccine is really safe, blah, 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 blah. My stuff can be flagged and taken down, or you putting out false information. And it's just like, okay, well, wait, how is this a free country? If I can't speak my mind, if I can't speak how I really feel, and you're telling me what I can and can't say, honestly, it's now starting to turn into communist China. Because in China, we're talking about how communist they are, which their people can't even post and say whatever they want on the internet. They can't. And all of a sudden now we're turning into that. And I know a lot of people saying, well, yeah, so many people have died because of COVID. So many people have died and they've been putting out this. I understand that. But also it doesn't mean that you just stop people from talking at all. Look, you can't say for some people, hey, survival of the fittest. These people want to be stupid and go out there and blah, 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 and then whatever. And then on the other hand, they're just like, well, just have them stop talking. They can't say anything. So they have to adhere to what we want to do. That's not living freely. You're being controlled at that point. And if some people want to do dumb stuff, just let the people do dumb stuff, and I understand there is a risk, and that's just a risk that we might have to take where some people will be hurt because of these dumb people doing dumb things. But if we try to increase government control, you have no control. You have no control if the government has more of a say-so over your anatomy, over your life, over how you live, over whatever it is you do, and you have no say-so. And that's where we're leading towards with, sadly, the Democrats being in office, because they just want, hey, we're going to push whatever we want to push. And, because we think this is best for the people, you have no say-so, and you can't say anything back because this is for your good. And it's just like, no, I'm not a child. I'm an adult. I can think and make my own decisions. Now, whether this decision is wrong or right or whatever, that's the case. Like if I wanted to go and rob a bank, we all know that robbing a bank is wrong, but that's my right to go and say, you know what, I'm going to go rob a bank. That's not, are there consequences? Hell yeah, there's consequences, but that's my right. So at what point are we going to allow this to keep happening without any kind of pushback? We need to start pushing back against this. Like, hey, no. I don't agree with this, with these people, with everything they're saying. Same thing like Fox News. I don't agree with everything that Fox News puts out. But, it's just like, hey, but this is freedom of speech, so it's just like they, in journalism, for, journalistic integrity, that's a whole nother thing. But they have the freedom to say whatever they want to say. If we start clamping down on that, then eventually they start clamping down on shows like this. They start clamping down on the people that are outside of the mainstream media, the people that actually bring the news. Because if you're gonna clamp down on Fox News, I say you need to clamp down on CNN, because CNN is just on the opposite end of propaganda. If Fox News gives propaganda, CNN gives a lot of propaganda too. It's just only from a leftist perspective, So Fox News gives a right-wing propaganda. CNN gives left-wing propaganda. So, you can't do that and just only shut down one side and not shut down the other. That's not fair and that's not right. So we need to really push back. And somebody put anything from Vicky gets blocked. And it's going to happen. Like as soon as they started blocking the president from Twitter, from Facebook, all of a sudden, if they block the sitting president of the United States, who are you? You're nobody in comparison to the president, is how they're going to look at it. So at that point, I've been seeing more progressive people now getting blocked because they were cheering, yay, yeah, shut Trump up. He doesn't need to say anything else. Now they're starting to block and censor people on the left, because now you set the president, you allowed this to happen. You set the precedent for you to allow the most powerful person, the most powerful position in the United States of America to be censored, to tell him, no, you don't get to say whatever you want to say. We're blocking you. We're blocking access for you to speak directly to the American people. And that is an issue. That is a problem that if people are just looking at the trees, you need to look at the forest. That's an issue. At some point, if this keeps going the way it's going, and they keep doing this for our own good, as if we can't make our own decision, as if we can't go and find information on our own, as if I just can't think on my own, that is insulting. To tell you, I'm sorry, we can't allow you to think for yourself. We need to tell you how to think. That's a problem. That is a major problem, and we need to push back against that. We need to tell them, no, that's not right. That's not fair. Stop doing that. We are adults, and we can decide whatever we want. If this person over here, if my neighbor, for instance, wants to come out and say, I hate black people. I'm not going to tell, hey, we need to censor him. We need to tell him to be quiet so I can feel better. I have a choice. Either I can move or I can tell him, like, well, hey, you can hate black people all day, but I tell you what, you come over on my lawn, it's going to be a problem. I'm pulling my gun out and, hey, look, we can go. He has a right to say that, though. I would offend his right to say that. He can say he hates black people all he wants, as long as he don't come on my lawn and mess with me and my family. And as soon as he does that, hey, all bets are off. Because then I employ my Second Amendment right. Okay, you can employ your First Amendment right, but I'll employ my Second Amendment right once you come on my property. So you can say whatever you want to say. That's not going to hurt me. So, and that's the thing, we're becoming too sensitive, and we're wanting too much of giving the government too much power. And exactly, like I said, protect our First Amendment rights. We have to protect our First Amendment rights. And exactly here too, CNN has been putting out a lot of BS, but they don't want to talk about that. They want to talk, but see, it's because you have so many Democrats now in office and they're in control that they are saying that, it's these guys, they're bad. We're in office now, so they're bad. We have to censor them because they're bad. But completely ignoring all the propaganda that comes out on their side. And that's not right. That is not right. And so I'm saying all of this just to say, hey, everybody be aware, see what's going on and speak out against it. Don't just sit by and say nothing. Speak out against this, because this is an attack not only on us, but on our children going forward. And this affects a lot of things. This can change a lot of things, because honestly, us having so many Democrats in office, we, in a sense, ultimately will be losing our rights in a lot of ways. First Amendment rights, Second Amendment rights. Like, it's coming. It's only a matter of time. I mean, they already started on First Amendment rights before Joe Biden came in office. So I'm saying all of that to say, just be careful, pay attention. So and just because these people are saying stuff that we don't like, or I don't like, or you don't like, and that doesn't mean that we have to ban them and block. I'm not gonna bully them into saying what I want them to say. That's not even bringing unity together. That's bullying people to do what you want to do, and that's going to bring up resentment. So it's a lot of different ways this thing can go that they need to be careful about. And I'm just want to put that out there so everybody can just pay attention and see what's happening. Don't just take what they're saying and like, oh, okay, good. Really think about this. Look at the context. Look at how this can ripple going forward beyond now. Beyond just, ooh, I feel good right now. No, how will this affect us on down the line? Because that's dangerous. If I block this one person, same thing. When I'm going back to that person, let's say that white guy across the street who says I hate black people. If we block his freedom of speech just because I can feel better, then what if I just say something that I feel like it's not even really that serious? And then, you can't say that either. Nope, you can't say nothing. Both of you, yeah. And it's like, wait, but I didn't even do anything. And it's like, hey, but you let us stop him from saying whatever he wants to say, so he can't even say anything really. Now you can't say anything because you're both American citizens. So if I can block this one American citizen, now I can block you. Now I can stop you from saying whatever you feel. I'm saying it's really simple, and we have to also listen to other people's opinions that are different from yours. Will ultimately make you better, because it'll force you to either think about, like, is what I'm saying really right, or to strengthen your side, strengthen your argument. And a lot of people, we forget about that. It's just like, hey, or just trying to naturally, like, get this person to understand through conversation. Like, hey, instead of forcing this person to do something they don't want to do, and they just build so much more resentment. And then people are trying to figure, I don't know why there's so much hate. I don't know why because you were born in a world of hate. That's one. And this isn't heaven. There's no such thing as heaven on earth. Heaven is when you die and all this other stuff. And that's when you go to heaven. Can we make the world a better place? Yes. But there is always going to be conflict. There's always going to be misunderstanding. Sadly, there's always going to be people warring against each other. That stuff you can't change, but you can try to build a better understanding towards for other towards in between people. But you can't really start building an understanding between people if you shut some people down and you shut them up. No, don't talk. You can't say anything. You can't even have a point of view. You can't have a thought. That's not the way to go about doing that. And they're just gonna, and now you have these people who can't speak. Now they're just gonna be really secretive and they're gonna be doing stuff and saying stuff. Whereas we could have seen it and we could have seen all this stuff coming. Now we don't even see it coming because now they're planning in private. They were planning in public, which was dumb, but they were doing it. But so now we can at least see and like, oh, you know what? They're talking about doing what? Downtown at Saturday at 3 o'clock. I'm not going there. Police, I think they're talking about doing some dangerous activities. Probably want to handle that. But now we take them offline. We don't know what they're doing. So now we're just blind sheep walking into a slaughter. That's stupid. It's a lot. This isn't much longer. I appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you all for tuning in. I said it was going to be short because I have somewhere to be. I'm probably going to be running a little late. But yeah, we really have to really look and see what's going on. And you're exactly right. We have to start playing a long game. Freedom of speech is a must, unless we want to start turning into communist China. They don't have freedom. You see what happened to Hong Kong? They can't even live. They just came in and said, no, you can't do what you want to do. You can't say what you want to say. That's eventually what's going to happen to America if we keep allowing people to clamp down on others' freedom of speech. We have to fight against that. We have to fight against that. Even if this person says something I don't agree with, they have a right to say that. It's freedom of speech. This isn't about protecting my feelings. This is about protecting the freedom of choice to do whatever you want to do. Protecting my life. I'm an adult. I'm not a child. Anyway, hit the like button and share this video if you agree. Thank you all for commenting. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm going to do a longer video next time, I promise you. But I'll see you the next time. Follow me on social media at the JT Effect on Facebook, YouTube, or you can follow me personally at JTSLIMCUTTA. Let me see if I can pop that up. Where is it? Yeah, you can follow me there on personally, or you can follow me at the JT Effect. So I appreciate it all, man. Y'all have a great rest of the day. I'll see y'all next time. All right, peace.